We're all familiar with putting the hours in out on the road, and the benefits of training hard are pretty obvious. But what if we could be undoing all those hours of hard work we're putting in by having a poor posture when we're off the bike? Now, most of us spend more time at work than we do out riding, as much as we'd love it to be the other way around. And so your setup on a desk, if you're sat at a monitor day to day, could be just as crucial to get right as the hours you've spent perfecting your bike position. Now, I've enlisted the help today of Monger-Godfrey, former GB professional rider and osteopath, to tell us exactly how we can sit better at our desks, stop aches and pains in their tracks, and make sure we're enjoying our bike riding.
So what we would do is, if we look at it, and this is a golden rule just for everyone, but obviously everyone's individual and everyone has different desk setups. So if you can just sit bolt upright for me, that's perfect. So if you look, this is quite very, very upright posture, and then if you slump a lot in, that's it. So a lot of people sit like that. So what we want is a happy medium. So if you can just sit bolt upright again for me, that's it. And then just gently go slightly into up, that's it. So that is your optimum position that we can look at, which you can do yourself a lot easier. So if you sit up, bolt upright, and then slowly come down, and you can see the shoulders are a lot more relaxed. They're not up by the ears, especially when we're doing lots of emails and getting really stressed. And it flattens out the curves in your spine, so it allows a lot less pressure to be at the bottom of your spine to help preventing injuries. And then if you're looking at sort of seat position and how you're sitting, we want shorter in the length of a seat, so we can have 90° at the hip and 90° at the knee, and that takes again the pressure off the lower back and allows everything to be as neutral as possible. What water does is it allows our disc to be nutritionalised and healthy. Now the discs are in between the spine all the way along. We can see it as a Rolo, so we all know what the sweet the Rolo is. We've got the harder outer shell, the chocolate, and the gooey middle, and that's essentially what a disc is within our spine. So what we want to do is buy a lot of water, drink a lot of water. This keeps it hydrated and it allows it to be spongy to absorb shock, which is what we want. So this applies to everyone. Everyone needs to drink water, and if you have it visibly on a desk, it means you're more likely to be able to drink it and see it. And you can also measure how much you're drinking all the time, which is perfect.
So this is a Swiss ball or a gym ball, and we're all pretty familiar with them, but I don't know if Alice is stitching me up here for a laugh. Do people actually use these and sit on them at a desk in an office environment?
Yes, they do. Obviously depending on the office and whether you're allowed them. But yes, they really, really help with movement and helping you prevent from low back pain or any spinal issues that you have. Now what these do is they allow you to have a little bit of movement, whereas the chair, and when you're sat at a desk, you can be sat there for hours not moving. And what this does, if you can just see, if you're gently moving on it, it allows the spine to move and articulate, which means everything keeps healthy and keeps moving and nothing stays static, which is what we want. We want a little bit of movement. And also what this does is it allows the core, which is all the stomach muscles, and if we go deep, deep, deep layers that some of us don't remember that we've got, and what they do is that has a very good relationship with the lower back, and it acts sort of as a corset. So if the core's healthy and happy, and that means the lower back's very healthy and happy, and they work together to protect the lower back and stop you having injuries, it means that everything's keeping engaged, keeping activated, and keeping the spine healthy and happy. There's a back muscle called multifidus, very long name, and this spans from the lower back all the way up to the neck, back down. This has a direct attachment to your core, so this creates the corset. Now what happens is this muscle stops working after 20 minutes sitting down in a static position, which you've been doing for a long, long time. And that just means when you do a movement, when you take a phone call, it means your back is a little bit more open to injury because that muscle has stopped working. So what we want you to do, if you can, which isn't always realistic, but if we can try and do that, is just stand up every 20 to 30 minutes, and that means your multifidus is engaged. Walk to the kettle, go to the toilet and sit down. It also gives you a little bit of a break, and that's perfect. Sometimes it's not plausible, but if you can aim to do about 2 minutes of walking every hour, which new research has shown is what we need to do, it's perfect.
Now, I'm sure there's things that we should be doing while we're at the kettle to improve our posture. I'm sure getting on the floor and doing a sit-up or press-up isn't one of the most discreet. Is there a way we could be improving our core and our posture whilst we're sort of waiting for the kettle to boil?
Yeah, there's a very simple thing we can do, which, as you said, really targets the core, and this is the lowest muscle that we need in our stomach muscles that most of us know or don't know that we've got. And what you do is, if you just place your hand in the small of your back here, so where the curve is, place it there, and what you want to do is you want to push back against that hand using these muscles here at the front. So if you just hold these muscles at the front, you can feel they're working, and what you want to feel is as you're pushing back, they should pop up into your hands so you know you're using the right muscles. And it's really hard to do, but once you get it and you're using those right muscles, that really works as a corset protecting the back as well as the front. So if you just do that, just hold it for a few seconds, relax, and again you can do that. And then once you know you're using the right muscles at the front, you can relax that hand and it looks even more discreet, so you don't look so silly doing it.
Yeah, it's a pretty subtle one.
Yes.
Excellent.
It's not complicated and it's very simple, and if you just remember the main things, keep hydrated, drink lots and lots of water when you can, make sure that you keep moving, so we go and put the kettle on, you know, we get up from our desk, which is really important, and if you just try and keep as neutral posture as you can, that's the best way to be when you're at the office and on the bike as well.